Welcome everyone back to Mr. Dow Weather Updates. Now today's video is going to be a little bit different starting. We're going to have a look at some weather warnings that has been put out for heat by the Met Office. Now it is an amber extreme heat warning. That warning in place from the start, well, for about Thursday really, so it's not going to be too long, at least. And it's saying very high temperatures could lead to may lead to some impact on Thursday. And this is covering quite a large portion of England, really, most likely central and southern areas. So obviously, since it's hot weather, you expect adverse health impacts, who are experienced to people who are vulnerable to heat. Wider population is likely to experience some adverse health effects like sunburn or heat exhaustion, such as dehydration, nausea, fatigue, or other heat health illnesses. Some changes in working practices will be required. That could also be routes. Heat sensitive equipment and infrastructure may fail, of course. This could lead to power cuts. Obviously, increased incidents from cold water shock and delays to road rail transport is prolonged delays. So obviously we had there's quite a warm and muggy night, unfortunately, for this. So we're expecting to see highest temperatures around the Midlands and the South East this time, where we could have extremely hot temperatures, very dangerously hot, like they would in June, but at least this one is a little bit less humid. So 37, 38 degrees is likely. And we know this because it is an amber warning, because it's got a medium likelihood and a medium impact. And these are the areas that are affected. That's the East Midlands, east of England, so East Anglia area. Well, not Eastern England anyway. London and the South East, West Midlands, and a bit of Yorkshire as well. That also includes North Lincolnshire. So yeah, definitely something to keep an eye on for that. If you start off with the live radar now, you can see not much rain other than the far northwestern Scotland, where I've got some rain possible in the north. UKV. Now let's have a look at the UKV. Have a look at this for the next 5 days, and attempt as well. You can see you can see this is the live cloud cover. You can see the clouds will burning off. Something that the UKV is not being good at. It's not very good at how much rain it has picked up in the far northwest. It's a lot more than that, but otherwise not there. So yeah, we've got a bit of high level cloud this morning. That will burn off throughout the day, leading to clear skies as well. And also, does this go over to Saturday, or does it go 1 minute? Let's check something. Yeah, it goes to Saturday. That's good. Yeah, so yeah, it's starting off cloudy, then it's going to be sunnier, and then it turns off a little bit more cloudy in the night. Over to Wednesday, again, we've still got some heavy persistent rain. There could even be some thundery rain at times in northwestern Scotland. But a lot more clear in the southeast. Some medium to high level cloud possible in the north, but not too bad at all. I will be doing a forecast on the eclipse tomorrow to see how the cloud cover is. It'll be very important to see that, so make sure to watch the video. This could be overdoing it just a little bit. I think this is more likely high cloud than actual overcast cloud that it's showing on this one, other than obviously northwestern Scotland, of course. So we'll keep track of that. We'll see what happens there. Otherwise, nice clear night for the meteor shower as well, as we go into Wednesday and into Thursday. Now going into Thursday, this is probably the hottest day of the week. Mostly clear, some high level cloud at times. It's going to be very, very hot in that sun when it does be sunny. We could also have some heavy thundery showers in the far northwestern Scotland. So we could have looking like some very heavy rain could affect northwestern Scotland at times. Could even get some isolated showers throughout the night on Thursday, and into Friday gets a lot more. As we get into Friday, it gets a lot more fresher, a lot more showers around in northwest. Oh, a little bit reduced, but still quite a lot of showers, and also a little bit more cloud around. There will be some dry, sunny weather at times, especially in the southeast, but more cloud in the northwest. and that cloud will be increasing throughout that day. Saturday, quite similar to that to Thursday, so Friday, sorry. Starting quite cloudy, a bit drizzly at times as well. The odd shower popping up in northwestern England. That could clear at times, but some pleasant sunshine at times. Now let's have a look at the temperatures for the next 5 days. We can see how severe these temperatures will be on the UKV. So these are the live temperatures. You can see here. Always quite good actually, is the UKV and these temperatures. So let's have a look. So starting with Scotland once again, high teens, low 20s, 22 degrees is possible in the hottest areas. And then Northern England, we're in the mid to high 20s. So you can see 28 degrees possible, so quite hot there. And finally, central and southern areas, we are likely to see the high 20s. We could even see 30 degrees, so 29 and 30 degrees is likely southwestern England or western England at times. Now, as we go over to Wednesday, so just go to Wednesday really quickly. This is where obviously the heat does start to build in even further. Scotland is looking even hotter, a bit warmer there, especially eastern Scotland. We can see 26 degrees. That's going to feel quite hot in the sunshine at times for Scotland. Maybe even 27 in some areas in the far south eastern Scotland. And then in northern England, we're in the high 20s, low 30s. 32 Celsius is likely in Yorkshire somewhere. So quite hot indeed. And finally, central southern areas are into the low to mid 30s. 34 to 35 degrees. So very, very hot indeed. It's definitely gone up a little bit in temperatures there. Oops. And finally, and again, looking over to Thursday, which is likely to be the hottest day so far. Really is hot in this temperature. Cooling down in western Scotland. Otherwise, eastern Scotland could see the most of this heat actually. Could see 28 degrees in Scotland there. So really quite hot in the sunshine for Scotland. Northern England in the high 20s and low 30s, possibly the mid 30s. So we could even get 34, 35 Celsius in northeastern England. Rest of areas where the amber warning is, we are likely to see some intense temperatures. So widely mid, maybe even high 30s, 37. Can't rule out possible 38 degrees if it's had to verify, but it may be a little bit shorter than that, but we'll just have to see. But it very, very dangerously hot, if I'm being completely honest. Now looking over to Friday, a bit of it's a lot fresher. Temperature's down by at least 15 degrees here, especially in Scotland. So Scotland is back into the high teens, mid to low teens, possibly the 20s in the far east. Could see 20 degrees in eastern Scotland still feeling okay there. And then looking over to northern England, we're in the high teens, low 20s. 24 Celsius is like in northeastern Scotland. Northeastern, southeastern and central England, we're like to be in the high 20s. Maybe 30 degrees in some areas. Maybe 31 degrees. But nowhere near as hot and very localised. And that's just going to be going away as the week progresses. As we get into Saturday, we're back into average, perhaps a little bit above average in the southeast. Then looking over to in Scotland, we're way cooler than obviously previous days. We're back to the low teens, maybe high teens in some areas. So got to see around 19 degrees in Aberdeenshire. Then over to Northern England, high teens, low 20s. Highest we might see in Northern England, 22 or 23 Celsius. And finally, central southern England, we'd like to see low to mid 20s widely, so a lot fresher indeed. 24, 25, maybe an isolated 26 Celsius, but slightly above average, but nowhere near as we're about to see. And it's going to be turning fresher from there, hopefully. Now finally looking at the GFS, ECM and the UK Met for the next couple of weeks, you can see high pressure is going to bring that intense heat from the south, and that's going to bring up. And throughout the weekend, we're going to get a fresher air mass, a bit cooler at times, a bit of a northwesterly wind. But then it suggests another area of high pressure to build in. bit of a transient one with a cut-off low. Could even move in at times from the south. So a bit changeable at times, really. Into next week, again, a bit changeable. Transient ridges form from the south. So high pressure still wants to hold on in the south, but low pressure accompanies the north. So a bit of a contrast with the north and south. So a bit of a north to south split with the temperatures and the pressure charts. ECMWF, again, high pressure firmly control. And then we've got a trough forms, so a bit of a low pressure system forms, bringing some cooler conditions from the northwest. At times, a bit cool and showery at times, and a bit changeable, some transient ridges of high pressure, and another area of low pressure from the northwest that could be quite unsettled at times throughout next week. So a bit of contrast to what it was, well, quite a long time ago, about 10 days. Finally, you can make your own. High pressure builds in very firmly. That was portrayed from a ridge form, a trough form from the northwest, bringing some cool and showery. A transient ridge forms, and further low pressure systems pass on by with a northwesterly to westerly raging. So a bit of a flat, more like average than unsettled or hot, if you know what I mean. Now look at the UK ECMWF temperatures at 800 HPA temperatures. Again, it's snaking to around high teens, really. So nothing really has changed on there. But I suspect it's going to be a little bit more than that. Looking at UK Met Euro one, you can see, again, where this is the similar temperatures to the UKV, really. Nearly 20-degree isotherm in the southeast. That could even get more. So a very tropical air mass indeed in this view. So yeah, just do keep a head on this weather warnings as well. And I'll keep you up to date if that obviously gets updated as we go in. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.